I do virtually has to do with making sure that kids have access to the greatest music ever made. With my radio show, my syndicated show, my 2 channels on Sirius XM, my Rock and Roll Forever Foundation, writing a curriculum for schools. Kids are tough. I mean, they're smarter than we were, so they can look on YouTube and find things. But it'd be nice if they're being taught these things in class very, very young, so that they're aware that they exist. And then hopefully listen to radio stations, like mine, where you can hear it. The obvious correlation is young people expressing themselves in a way that is a hybrid of what came before it, which is why the best punks and the best hip-hop people have a very strong sense of history. They have respect for what came before them. And that's what makes them great. Snoop or Jay-Z or whoever it might be, they know where they're coming from and they respect it, and that's what's important, to pass along that information to the younger generation, that music doesn't fall off trees. It doesn't come, it comes from an army of people creating a creative force. So that's the correlation. It's young people expressing themselves. And like I say, the best ones know that they are a hybrid of what came before them. Let's not mistake political activism with venting, okay? Because that's 2 different things. And venting is fine, nothing wrong with venting. Go out there and march and demonstrate and protest. But if it's not backed up with voting, signing up for some organization, joining some organization, real political activism, then all these protests are just venting. Right now, the bad guys are winning, and I'm winning big. And when I say bad guys, I mean anybody who doesn't understand that pollution's a bad thing. They're a bad person. They're a person that's got some kind of mental problem. If they don't think their own children and grandchildren should be breathing clean air, or drinking clean water, or not having poison in their food, you got a serious problem. These people are running our government. There's a bit of brain damage going on there, in our leaders. So hopefully somebody's going to wake up and organize people, and it can be more than just a protest. It's a distraction to think this is about Donald Trump from the real issue, which is the Republican Party. We need both parties to have serious political discourse in this country, and they represent 2 extremes, which is fine. States' rights on the right, national on the left. Every man for himself on this extreme. Total compassion on this extreme. 2 elements of the Republican Party now have made it irrelevant and have made it impossible to have serious discussion anymore. One of which being the environment. This is completely irrational. So somewhere along the line they bought into this fiction. You have to choose between the environment and business. Nothing is further from the truth. The future of business is very much having to do with the environment. And the other is an equality issue, which I think is part of a bigger problem within the Republican Party, which is religious extremism. The reason why they have this absurd notion that women are not equal and gay people are not equal comes from religious extremism. I mean, what else could it possibly come from? And it's completely un-American. It's anti-American, plain and simple. And so it becomes a distraction from the real issues. We should be talking about healthcare and economics and even guns and all those subjects that need serious discussion. We can't have serious discussion anymore because of these religious extremism within the party and this irrational love of pollution.
Thank you so much for your time. Your insight's really incredible. Really appreciate it.
My best to Dave.